This is Richard Kuyava, St. Michael's College, with a demonstration of how to use Greenshot, a open source, no cost screen capture piece of software that has dynamic integration with the image sharing site Flickr, which allows a dynamic and effective integration with the learning management system software Canvas. So, first of all, I want to make clear that I've been doing this kind of work for a while, and I've been using the TechSmith software package called Snagit to do just this. However, I received a Windows 10 update, and the Snagit integration with Flickr no longer functions, and so I had to think of an alternative. I continue to use Snagit for image capture and processing, and in fact, I'm using Snagit to record this video. Greenshot, however, does the kind of integration that I need. Now, where do you get it, and how does it work? Well, let me close my little profile page. You get it from Greenshot, you get it from getgreenshot.org. It's available as a Mac and a Windows product, and I'm using it on a Windows machine. I'm using it on Windows 10, and I'm using a Chrome browser at the moment. I've installed Greenshot, and I also have configured it with my Flickr account. And so if you're going to do this integration, you do need to have an account on the image sharing site Flickr. Once you've got that, you can set that up inside of Greenshot. It's pretty easy, and I'll point you to where you can do that. And then it's all automatic, or a series of clicks and mouse captures from there on. I'm going to do this relatively quickly because I'm not going to show you everything the software can do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the step-by-step, and then I'm actually going to do the automated shortcuts that I've set up. And I have to pause the video and reset some parameters inside of Greenshot to do that. Let's do it though. So down here in the bottom of the screen is the Greenshot icon that I've installed. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to choose Capture Region. And what that means is I'm manually going to be able to specify a region of my screen that I want Greenshot to capture, and then allow me to move, edit, annotate. I also have a hotkey sequence for this, but I won't use that this time. But you can set that up. Mine is Alt-Control-T for a region, and then the other ones there are print screen shortcuts. But let's do it. Oh, and just down here, configure Flickr. That's where you actually tell Greenshot your Flickr account ID and password so it can do the integration. There are also some preferences that you can set in terms of the noises it makes, and a few other things like where files go. Okay, so I'm going to capture the region. And actually, I'm going to escape, and I want to capture something from a particular page rather than from the Greenshot page. I'm going to close that tab up. And this is a map from the Department of Homeland Security, and this is for the years 2000 to 2004, the persons who became legal permanent residents. That means they got the infamous green card from 2000 to 2004, and their country of birth was China. So this is just a sort of geography of adjustment to permanent residence. Okay, now to Greenshot. Click on it, capture region. I'm actually going to capture this map. You just sort of line it up with the crosshairs, and if you've used a screen capture tool, you'll recognize that this sets it up and measures the number of pixels and so on. I let go, and now it's captured it, but what do I want to do with it? Well, I'm going to open it in the image editor, and what that means is inside of the Greenshot image editor, I can actually annotate this screen grab in a number of different ways. I can do a freehand drawing. I can add a text box. I can add a speech bubble. I can add a counter. So if I wanted to have some steps, I could say 1, look here, 2, look down here, 3, look up here, 4, look here. And I could put separate text boxes, but those are issues of design and I don't really need to tell you about those. I can also put effects on, which is some spraying of a color, shading. We could crop it. We can rotate the image clockwise, counterclockwise. We can resize it. If we click on the, we can put a border on it. So if we put a border that looks sort of nicer. And then once we got the image the way that we wanted to, we can just copy it onto the clipboard and paste it anywhere we like as an image. We can also paste things onto the image, but we can shoot it places. So we can shoot it onto a PowerPoint slide with 1 click. You open PowerPoint, have a blank slide, click on that. This image goes onto that slide ready to save. You can do it in a Word file. You can do it in Excel. You can do it in OneNote. You can do it in Microsoft Outlook, although there is a step there where you have to put in your ID and password, and I don't use that actually. You can also ship it in one shot to MS Paint if you use that to edit imagery or combine it with other imagery. But I'm not interested in any of those at this time. I'm interested in the integration with Flickr. And I'm just going to click on this so we are not drawing at the time. And now I'm going to click on that icon and it's going to upload to Flickr in one shot. So I'm going to click on it. It tells me it's communicating with Flickr and that I should wait. That little warning goes out, and now the image, believe it or not, is up on Flickr, and Flickr has returned to me a durable URL that connects with the image. So let me flip Windows back into the browser, and I'm going to go into Canvas. And what I've got is, and I'm not sure this works with other learning management systems, but it definitely works with Canvas. This is a sample page. I've just called it sample page with Greenshot. And I'm in the just regular rich content editor. And you'll see all of these things. We can change anything we want. But all I'm going to do is paste. I'm not going to go search for anything. I don't have to copy anything. I just have to paste. And when I press Control V, I'm on a Windows machine, remember. That's Command V on an Apple. There's the image. There's the image that we were just looking at. Does that make sense? And it just comes in. Now, we can operate on the image, which means we can resize it. We can center it. And we can put text under it. I'm not going to go into it, but you can put text around it if you have the right HTML skills. But what Canvas does is it takes that durable link to the image, and it converts it into a little piece of HTML code. And if we look in the HTML editor, you can actually see that. There's the code. It says it's an image. Now I've messed with it because I've moved it and I've resized it. There's the resizing I did. But there's the durable link. Can you see that? farm8staticflickr.com. I don't need to know that. I just need to know that Canvas can grab it. And just so you're convinced, if I open a tab and I paste in that URL, that's the page actually going to Flickr. That's the image on Flickr. Back into Canvas for just a second. We can also include that image by embedding it. It's the same process, but it's more clicks. So we click on it. Canvas gives you choices. You can paste a URL. You can look on Canvas for an image. You can look on Flickr in their Creative Commons for images. But we have a URL. It is durable. We're going to paste it in. Some people put an alternate text in there. And that happens. Sometimes people's browsers don't render. There are sometimes visual impairments where people will make a setting that they want to know what the image is even if they can't see it, and a machine won't be able to read the image, but it might be able to read this alternate text. So I'm just going to put map of immigration from China, parentheses, green cards. And that could be anything. There are the dimensions. We don't need to touch those. We update. And there is that image pasted in. There's the one that I resized. And there's the one I just pasted in. And if I'm just going to go down and I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this. And that's what it would look like on the Canvas page that your students would see. So that's not actually too bad for some relatively straightforward keystrokes. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to alter my Greenshot parameters just a little bit so you can see that I can actually do this operation in one shot. Okay, so I'm back on the same map, on the tab with the same map, and I'm going to now do a screen grab of a region using the hotkeys I set up and sending that image without any annotations straight to Flickr. So I'm going to use my hotkeys. Here comes the region. I've grabbed it. It's going to Flickr. I go into Canvas. I paste the image in. I save it back. And there's that page. And I didn't do any annotations, but you can see that in the space of just a few keystrokes, I went from a screen grab to something on a Canvas page with perfect dynamic integration. And that's why Greenshot, which is open source, free, integrates with Flickr and integrates from Flickr into Canvas in an automated and dynamic way if you do the right settings. This is Richard Kuyava at St. Michael's College, and I hope this video is helpful.